right, well, it is Thursday, and I post a draft video every Monday and Thursday, and we have an interesting choice for Pack 1, Pick 1 at this one. I post a draft every Monday, too, and this week I actually got up 3 drafts, I think. I had a little bit extra time. It's new format, so I'm trying to jam as many drafts as I can, so I recorded an extra one. We got our first trophy in the bonus one I did. So this is an interesting choice. Both of these cards are ridiculous, is the reason. Demanding Dragon, I think, has the edge, though, just because it's huge and evasive. Leonin War Leader is great, and it can snowball, and it can win you the game with all the cat tokens, but if there's a board stall, it can't do a whole lot about it. This can, because it has evasion. I do think, like, in a vacuum, like, if a board is empty, Leonin War Leader is better, but how often is that going to happen? So I think I take the Demanding Dragon here over the War Leader. Something to sort of consider, I guess, is the fact that there is another good red card in this pack, but I think the next cards out of this pack will be the War Leader and then the Gravedigger, so it's not going to be, like, red right next to me. So Demanding Dragon it is. I have gotten to play this once, and it was pretty good, although I think I only got to cast it once, but the time I did, it basically won me the game. So, okay, so Phylactery Lich is not great. It's just hard to make work in this format. Maybe near the end of it, I'll try just to have fun. So I like Knightly Valor, but I think Lich's Caress is probably better. So far in my experience, I mean, it's early. There are, like, sort of swingy things happen in formats sometimes where early on people are all trying to play grindy decks, and so aggro decks can run them over. But so far, if you've watched my draft videos, you've seen that aggro decks have been incredibly successful. And if this format's as fast as it's been for me so far, again, I'm like, total, the number of drafts and everything I've done is probably like 7 or 8 and 1 sealed. If this is a really fast format, Lich's Caress isn't actually going to be that good. It's sort of like when we saw in Ixalan, 5 mana, kill a creature can be bad because you have to kill these much smaller creatures to get to the part of the game where you can win. But I think Lich's Caress is still better, is still good enough for me. Okay, well, now we're going to take a Hieromancer's Cage, and we've taken cards of 3 different colors. The good news is this is splashable. These aren't, but Hieromancer's Cage I like more than Lich's Caress anyway, so I'm happy to sort of throw away the Lich's Caress. But, Boggart Brood and Pyromancer would be nice just to take really aggressive cards, but the Cage is great, so makes me wonder what else was in that pack. Okay, so far I've seen Angel of the Dawn really underrated. I've been able to pick them up a lot, although I think it still being here right now is probably right. I do think it's what we take here. Goblin Instigator is nice, but Angel of the Dawn can just win games. It's the top curve for really aggressive decks, and it just makes it so your board just suddenly kills your opponent. So I think we take the Angel. We have passed a few red cards, but, yeah. If we can't play Demanding Dragon, it would suck, but I don't feel too worried about it. I mean, if we end up a black-white deck, it's not like this is a bad start, I guess is what I'm saying. It's a pretty good place to be. So, but obviously I'd like to play the dragon. This is great because it can even deal with Planeswalkers, which is nice. Okay. So I love Psychic Symbiont, but we're not really looking like a deck that's trying to play Psychic Symbiont right now. Aviation Pioneer is pretty good, and I'm sort of thinking about taking it. But I think I'd probably just take Viashino Pyromancer, which is perfectly fine, and already in our colors. I do think the Pioneer's better, but I think taking the red card that's only a little bit worse is probably fine. And we do already have one Angel of the Dawn, so having a quick curve is probably not a bad idea to sort of be leaning that way at this point. This would also work really well with Angel of the Dawn, it's worth noting, but I already have a Demanding Dragon, so Viashino Pyromancer it is. I don't love Trumpet Blast in these really aggressive decks. I prefer Angel of the Dawns and Inspired Charges because they also boost toughness, which can definitely matter. This is an interesting, Rabid Bite's really good. Gift of Paradise can enable lots of nice splashing. So these are 2 really good green cards that are still here. The red cards here I don't love, although, I mean, Goblin Motivator and Swiftclaw are both, so far for me, they've overperformed because this format is, for me, again, it's early. We'll see where things go. But so far it's been really fast for me, and these have both been fine. But Rabid Bite and Gift of Paradise are still probably both they're both better than these, but I think because we're already sort of building a deck a certain way, I think we go ahead and just take the Swiftclaw. I mean, the Gift of Paradise and the Rabid Bite are tempting, but it's not like we don't have a removal spell already. We're not desperate at this point. So somebody might be mono green. This pack's not looking good for us in terms of things. Could take Make a Stand, but I don't love it either. At least it gives Indestructible. Sometimes you can use it to save a creature from a removal spell. I don't love Catalyst Elemental, though, you know, you can, you know, if we can play turn 4 Demanding Dragon with it, that's pretty fun, but I could take Highland Lake just to sort of hedge, you know, it gives us the ability to splash something blue if we see it. I think I'd take Make a Stand over the lake, though. If I were blue-red, I'd probably, yeah, I'll take Make a Stand. But it's not looking like an aggro deck. Right now, it doesn't look like it's really going to come together for us, but it's very early, so. But yeah, it looks like some of our colors are really getting cut, and I think that means we're going to have to deviate from plan A. Both red and white aren't looking great. We'd already have one black card, but both the black cards here are mediocre. I think Dwindle is probably the best thing in this pack. I think Dreadmaw's good too, but we'll take Dwindle here. I'm not going to take a Trumpet Blast just because it's red. We have to start trying to save our draft here, if you will. Here's an Inspired Charge, but like I said, I'm not super convinced that that's going to work out for us right now. I will take a Hostile Minotaur, though, which is going to be fine in like any red deck we end up in. And here we are again with Loxodon Linebreaker is fine, but Skeleton Archer is considerably better. We do already have one black card. So I'm sort of starting to hedge. You know, these two are both playable, but they're like 23rd cards in your deck. They're the cards that you most want to cut, basically. And Skeleton Archer isn't that. So I think I'm going to take it. Yeah. Okay. Fire Elemental, I guess. Mighty Leap would make a lot. I mean, it would make our deck if we end up aggressive. So I guess I'll take it. It's probably better than Fire Elemental. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We're sort of pushing in one direction, and then things sort of fell apart on us. Rustwing Falcon's okay. Yeah. I think I like it more than the Catalyst Elemental. I don't really want another one, though. I think I'll take Tranquil Expanse here. Unfortunately, green's not one of the colors we've dipped into, but you know, it could give us some flexibility we wouldn't have otherwise. Okay, Wall of Mist. Catalyst Elemental. Okay, well, what do we have here? We have Gravedigger, which is great. Exclusion Mage, which is great. There are some good cards in this pack, like if we want to keep trying to push red-white, like Cavalry Drillmaster and Gallant Cavalry are both really good. This, I think, might be better just because it's... they're both good, but I think this is better in less aggressive decks. The Gravedigger is kind of tempting, and we do have 2 black cards, but we definitely want to try to play our white cards if we can help it. So I think that's the direction I'm going to go. Exclusion Mage is obviously also excellent, but that's not where we've ended up so far. So I think we take the Gallant Cavalry. Yeah, we could have had back-to-back Exclusion Mages. That would have formed the nice basis for a blue deck. We'll take Goblin Instigator here, I think. Black cards here aren't really very interesting. I mean, Skeleton Archer is fine, but I do think Instigator's better. Especially, we have Make a Stand and Angel of the Dawn, so that makes it better for sure. Yeah. Okay. Again, not really anything in black here that interests me. The green is looking nice with Druid of the Cowl. I think I'd probably take an Ogre over a Minotaur. Yeah, I mean, I could take another Make a Stand, but I don't love it. I'd rather have Inspired Charge, honestly. This is more flexible, but it's not as powerful usually. Doesn't just like end games as frequently. We're not a deck that really wants Active Treason. There's another Gallant Cavalry. I'd probably take that over another Pyromancer. So we're getting to the point, we have 2 Gallant Cavalries and an Instigator. We're getting to the point where we do want more pump effects if we can find them for sure. Yeah, I think we take a Pyromancer over the Swiftclaw here. So we are turning back into a red-white aggro deck. Things looked a little hairy there for a while, but things are looking pretty good now. I mean, we're going to be, like, if you watch my last draft video, I think this deck's going to be less aggressive than that one, just because we have more going on at the top of the curve. But it's going to be pretty aggressive. This is a good sign, a 5th pick shock. I like that. I do like that. Probably don't play Catalyst Elemental if I can help it. But everything else in here I feel fine about having in my deck. Make a Stand if I could upgrade, sure, but... And Mighty Leap, if we end up with enough playables, it could get cut. But we're definitely looking like an aggro deck now. Doing back-to-back red-white aggro isn't like ideal in terms of content production, I guess. But, you know, if this deck can do as well as our last one did, it's another good piece of evidence, you know, in the mounting evidence that indicates to me that aggro is really good in this format. But so we'll see. Sure Strike's a nice trick, but Lean in Vanguard kind of overperformed for me so far. You know, it's good as an early drop. It becomes a 2/2 usually by turn 3, and it gains you a life if nothing else. So I think I like it. I think it's better than Rustwing Falcon. So if I could cut, I basically think it's an upgrade over that. So yeah. So like more Angels of the Dawn would be great if we can do that. And you know, more, if I can get more Instigators and Cavalries, I'm fine with that too. So that's what we're looking for going forward. But I feel we had that sort of crisis where it looked like things weren't going to work out, but it seemed to be now. We'll see if in our third pack things start to look scary again. They may. But we've picked up enough playables here in the second pack that I think we can survive. Don't think we want a Johnny's Welcome. We're not the life gain deck. That's the only time you want it. Invoke the Divine is a good sideboard card. And Stone Quarry is nice for our mana. Those are all things really worth looking at here. I think I'd rather have... I don't know. It is kind of... Like, I'm kind of scared I'm not going to find enough playables in the next pack. But if I have to, I can shove, like, Catalyst Elemental and Rustwing Falcon into my deck. So I think I'm going to take the good sideboard card that almost assuredly will get sided in. This is an okay trick. Lava Axe. This might be an okay deck for Lava Axe if we can do enough damage to our opponents quickly enough. I don't love the idea of Lava Axe, though, just because it's useless in all situations where your opponent doesn't have 0 life, basically. So, 5 life, excuse me, 5 or less. Aegis of the Heavens is a decent trick. I feel like I'd rather have the trick than Lava Axe, honestly. I'm just not a Lava Axe fan. I have lost to it in this format against aggressive decks, which are further pieces of evidence of the aggro decks in this format. If Lava Axe can kill you, you know, that's a good sign. Yeah, this isn't so good. I guess we'll take Crash Through, though. I don't think we play it. So, like, if we have to... Yeah, here I think we take a Line Breaker over another Make a Stand. It is tempting. We have more ways to go wide and everything, but it just doesn't... Going wide's nice, but only giving +1/+0 is just not a big enough stats boost to make a difference frequently enough. Like, Angel of the Dawn is considerably better because it comes with a body, and it gives +1/+1, and it gives Vigilance. Yeah, I mean, Hostile Minotaur's playable. So, yeah, see if we can make this thing come together. Mighty Leap is probably just better than Aegis of the Heavens, incidentally, if we come down to that decision. Too bad we couldn't have started our draft with both the rares that were in that pack, huh? Should be a rule. If you get 2 rares, you can draft them both. Seems fair. Okay, Swiftclaw this late is fine by me. Don't want Knight of the Tusk, that's for sure. Take a Foil Mountain. Okay. All right, pack 3. What do you have for me? Give me a Johnny. That would be nice. Haven't played with a Johnny yet. Obviously, I mean, not obviously, but it's a mythic though, so seeing it this early in the format isn't super probable. Not a great pack for us. Sai is great. Like, if I ever get him first pick, I think I'm going to first pick him and just try as hard as I can to take artifacts because it's that good. But we're not blue, and, you know, it's too late to build around him. So we can take another Line Breaker. Take Vengeance is okay, and it may be what I take. It's less good in a aggro deck than in a control deck because it doesn't get blockers out of the way, but I think we probably still take it. It's removal. It's situational, but it's efficient enough. You know, it's going to be better than Lava Axe or Line Breaker. Ooh, Pegasus Courser. That's the kind of thing we want for sure. Yeah, we take it. We're not giving up anything here. Nope. Certainly not Isolate. It's funny, they printed that card and people were like, oh, it'll be really good against I forgot the name of the card, the 1-mana 1/2 elf who just got banned out of Legacy, who has like 3 abilities. It just like left my head. But the point is, it's a heavily played card in Legacy. So is Delver of Secrets, and people were like, you know, it has multiple targets in Legacy. But then they banned said elf. I could look it up, but you know, this is about limited, so I'm not. If this were one of my top 10 videos, I would have the name, but you know, it's not. Just saying. It's funny that they printed it and people were like, yeah, this could be playable, and then they banned like part of the reason people thought it was playable. So I don't know if it will be anymore. You know, with 2 Viashino Pyromancers, maybe I should be more interested in Lava Axes, huh? So Gutter Snipe is good, but not in our deck. We don't have enough ways to take advantage of it. Havoc Devils is okay, but I think we just take another removal spell and Electrify. Yeah, we do. I don't think our colors are the most open based on how quickly they've dried up in like the last third of a pack, but they've been open enough to put together a fairly good deck, I think. So we've got removal. The one thing we're lacking that I would like more of to really make this deck go over the top is more Angels of the Dawn, honestly. Maybe people aren't underrating it as much as I'd like anymore. Yeah, but like Oresco Swiftclaw into Pegasus Courser can lead to so much damage. I mean, so can the Ogre into Pegasus Courser. So, so we're just getting all the removal now. We have another Gallant Cavalry here, but I think we just take another Luminous Bonds. And you know, it's pushing us a little away from being as aggressive to take all this removal, but it also makes our deck a heck of a lot more resilient. So that's the flip, and it's the flip side. And it's not like we have enough. Wow, Lightning Strike, really? Oh man, you're making me choose between Heroic Reinforcements and Lightning Strike? Man, pack one, pick one, it would be Lightning Strike all the way, but the way our deck has ended up, I think we want Heroic Reinforcements. I was just saying we're sort of ending up less aggressive, but I think this is really good. Lightning Strike's excellent, but we have removal. Like, we're not desperate for it. It is better than everything in our deck, removal-wise, other than the Cage, probably. And it might even still be better if this format's as fast as it seems to be. But I think we take Heroic Reinforcements. It's another mass pump spell, helps us go wide. It is excellent. And I've drafted several red-white decks, but I haven't actually gotten it yet. So I think we probably cut one of these Minotaurs to make room for it. So another Swiftclaw or another Invoke the Divine. Probably another Swiftclaw. Just 3 Swiftclaws. That's reasonable, right? Another Electrify or another Shock. I think probably another Shock. You know, this only does twice the damage. Why does it cost 4 times as much? It'd be so good if it was 2 to do 4. It'd be better than Lightning Bolt. Well, because it would only hit a creature. I guess it wouldn't be. We've actually had that card before. I think I want Shock more than I want Electrify in this format. It helps deal with early creatures who are a problem. In terms of being an aggro deck, it helps deal with early creatures who can block. I think probably we don't play Mighty Leap. Is this a 16 land deck? Probably not. We have so many 4s. Okay, so we have an Instigator, but also a Brute, and I do like the Brute a lot. I like the Instigator a lot too, but I think the Brute is better. We do have 3 ways now of pumping our whole team. I may just cut Make a Stand, though, for... and just have the 2, but I think we still want the Brute more. Okay, so Lava Axe or Line Breaker. I don't think we're going to be playing a Line Breaker. It's more likely we play a Lava Axe, but I don't see that as super likely. I guess we'll take a Smelt. I mean, is Isolate more likely to actually be useful? Some Deathrite Shaman. There it is. Deathrite Shaman. That's the card. took 5 minutes, but I got there. Smelt is a good sideboard card, but like we already have a better one. Is Isolate ever going to be better? Probably not. I think I'm just going to take Smelt. Like, when are we going to play someone where Isolate's good? I mean, Knight's Pledge is okay. We can't really make use of this. We wanted creatures to attack. I think we'd rather have Tormenting Voice. Yeah, I don't think we're going to play any of them, honestly. So, see, we got a Knight's Pledge anyway. And another one. And a Mind Rot. So, I think this deck came together in the end. I don't think we play Lava Axe, though. I think I cut Make a Stand. And I don't really want to cut a creature. But it's kind of what I keep coming back to, is one of my more mediocre creatures. Like one of these 3 Swift Claws. Yeah, I think I cut one of them. Our deck does basically have 16 creatures because of Heroic Reinforcements, and then these produce 2 bodies, and this produces 2 bodies, so I think we have plenty of creatures. Yeah, it looks similar to our last deck, but not identical. You know, this part is identical, actually. The 3 1-drops, but other than that, you know, it's a mix. Oh, do I want Aegis? I actually want Mighty Leap more than I want Aegis of the Heavens, yeah. I think I'd rather have the Leap, too, than, like, another Swift Claw or something. Or Lava Axe, or, yeah, another Minotaur. Yeah, so we do need to run 17. We just have too many 4-drops. Like, I think ideally in an aggro deck, you probably run 16, but that's not us, unfortunately. So, did we pick up no, we didn't, darn. We didn't pick up the dual land for us. We thought about it, but we took the sideboard card. So why do you want me to run 9 planes exactly? I do have, well, I guess I have more white early creatures, but not by a lot. I do have double red, but it's a 5-drop, so I guess I can afford to go 9/8. Yeah. All right, this looks like our deck. See if we can go get a trophy with another red-white aggro deck. All right, going into match 1. And this is a solid hand. Early aggression, combat trick, removal spell. I'll take it. It obviously would be a little better if we were the ones on the play, but even if we're not, it's pretty good. What we don't want them to play is Druid of the Cowl on turn 2, because we can't shock that. So, okay, they didn't play anything. I'll take it. Yeah, I think we play the Swift Claw. Courser plus Ogre and Courser plus Swift Claw are both pretty powerful. Hey, look, another Courser. A different one. Okay, so I'm going to play Pegasus Courser. I probably should have offered up the trade there. Don't play Sky, Giant Spider. Well, that is annoying, but, well, that helps. Yeah, I think we just fire off this Electrify now and off to the races. Yeah. Wolves. Take 3. Okay, so I think we attack. Goblin Instigator's tokens may be doing the blocking here. I wonder if our opponent has the sweet blue-green Signpost uncommon. So yeah, we'll play the Ogre and the Instigator. Aw. Okay, so we're going to chump block. Okay, so we can shock that. I think we do. Give flying to this, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Drop them to 7. Gallant cavalry. Do have to pay. Alright, so our opponent is dead in a lot of ways. We're just going to take the 4 here. Okay. So, do they have a bounce spell is basically the question here. I'm going to put Luminous Bonds here. I think we attack. They may use Disperse on something after I do. So that will make my decision easier, what I'm going to do with Mighty Leap specifically. So, yeah. All right, got there. So far, feels a lot like our last red-white deck. Yeah, I don't see a reason to bring in Invoke the Divine or make a stand or any of that. So, on to the next one. Basically, just use our removal to get blockers out of the way. You know, that's ideally what you want to be doing. That is not good, though. Yeah, we're going to have to send it back. If we draw a mountain, it's actually a really good hand, but can't count on that. Ooh. All right. We're going to have a much slower start if we keep this and put the dragon on top. What the hell? It's the dragon. You know, you can't say no to the dragon. But yeah, this is not the ideal start for this deck. Maybe we'll get really lucky and just draw like 2 drops. 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop right now. Well, there's a 3 drop. That does improve things. We have 3, 4, 5 now. And they're not off to a fast start, which is also good news. Okay. Shock will be nice as well. Play our crappy line breaker. Ready to break some lines. So, no, they're not going to attack at all. How about that? All right. Yeah, I'm going to play the cavalry. Just in the turn there. Obviously, we can kill the boar in combat right now. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of worried they have counter magic, but I sort of feel like I might as well just play into that. Like, so, counter magic's actually mostly really bad against our deck. Well, Essence Scatter's not, I guess. Yeah, I thought they might have that. All right, well, they are running out of gas, so there's that. Ooh, there's the patrol I was sort of worried about. Gross card. It's another reason this format can be really aggressive, because it just makes these creatures all evasive. A lucky draw. Right, so we're going to play the cage here. Get it out of the way before it starts wrecking me. And in my turn. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and block. Another one. Fun. Yeah, I'll turn. Yeah, that's not good. We need a larger creature. Right, so do this. I mean, I guess we could just take 4 from it this time. This, I think I do. I mean, I can't block it well. I may as well just take 4. And if they don't do anything else, I think I just shock the Basilisk and we go to the races here. They're going to do something else, though. Probably still shock the Basilisk, yeah. Yeah, the Swiftclaws are actually pretty great against both of these creatures. I do have another one in the sideboard. They're not a deck that's going to have removal that does 1 damage, so may just be better than the Pyromancer here because it can block and trade up with 2 of their creatures in addition to, you know, hitting hard. Ooh. Well, that's not fun. Yeah, take 4 here. Part of deckhand is nasty. Ooh, so is that, though. Okay. Haha! My whole board can attack, basically. These 2/2s aren't the best attack, but they attack fine, comparatively. Should give him Vigilance and Haste. No, I'm just kidding. That card's ridiculous already. Wow. I am pretty happy to take down the deckhand. Dropping them to 11. And even though they're going to shrink back down, we're now ahead in this race, so... Well, we were ahead in the race. Is it worth the risk here? I don't think so. Titanic Growth and all that. I mean, I think we go ahead and block. We gotta hope we draw removal, basically. Okay, so I'm gonna attack for 4 here. It is tempting to just leave a soldier back because they're obviously way more disposable, but drop them to 7. Oh. The Vigilance is really nice right here, so I think we do block with the 3/1. Crap. This next time I may just take it. I mean, I know I'm kind of asking for it if I do. I guess I could do this. Yeah. Leave a soldier back to chump block. This gives me lethal next turn if they don't have Titanic Growth, but I feel like I still got a block, unfortunately. Why'd they have to print Titanic Growth in this set? We're not drawing what we want to. That's for sure. All right, we got to end the turn and... I mean, we drew really well when we hit that reinforcements. We'd be dead in this game if it weren't for that, and it gave us like a legit shot. All right, I think we just take it here. See if we've been wrong this whole time. We were. Oh, if we'd just taken that once, we would have won. Most likely, anyway. Now we can't take it, so... I mean, I think we had to do it. Oh, yeah, now we're dead. We are dead. Almost got him there with heroic reinforcements out of nowhere. I do think we want another Swiftclaw. It just seems really, really good here. Yeah, and cut a Pyromancer. The ability to trade is just pretty sweet. Yeah, considering the hand we kept in that game, we did a pretty good job. Where was Take Vengeance? That would have been the ideal time for it. Yeah, I mean, maybe I was a little too conservative, and as an aggressive deck, I should have just said, all right, we're just going to take this and hope. Because if we had, I think we would have killed them. If we just took that once a lot earlier, we would like to play first. God, what's going on here? No. Not really better. Okay, well, we're going to put that on the bottom. Well, getting another trophy might not happen. Okay, that's a lot better. But, like, we can't get our 2-drops to save our lives in game 2 and 3 here. Yeah, that's good against us. That's a nice sideboard card for against this deck whenever you play against it. Trades with most of their creatures, gains your life. Let's see if we get Essence Scattered here. Should I try to play around Essence Scatter by playing like Swiftclaw here? Let's do it. Okay. If we can go Instigator, Angel of the Dawn, we got a pretty nice start on our hands, I'd say. Probably have to Luminous Bonds that. Yeah. So I think we go ahead and get in with both of these. All right. Drop them to 16. That's good news. Yeah, we'll shock that at the end of their turn for sure. All right, I think we do Heroic Reinforcements. It would have been nice to play the Instigator first, but we can't be that greedy. I mean, we can, but we don't want to be. So we'll attack with everything here. Probably blocks my Swiftclaw, but they're going to take 10 damage in the process. It's more like 8. But, yeah. And then we have Angel of the Dawn as another effect like that. So, that's pretty good. Oh, that's annoying. So, is not drawing the land I wanted there. Okay, so I think we attack with both 2/2s here. Plan on Mighty Leaping to take down the spider. And then play the Instigator in our second main phase. Getting the spider out of the way is super good. I mean, just for a turn when we hit that 5th land. Is this going to get Essence Scattered? Yeah. We did not hit that 5th land, but we did draw another Gallant Cavalry. We have lethal here, so... All right. Well, we had a few speed bumps there with the way we drew early, but it ended up not mattering thanks to this thing, which is ridiculous. So, yeah, it is really strong. I hadn't gotten a chance to play with it yet, even though I've drafted a few red-white decks. I think I said that in the draft, but... so it is, we've gotten to play it twice, and both times it was ridiculous. In the second game, it almost won us a game we had no business winning, and in this game, it basically did win us the game. All right, on to our next one. All right, going into our second match, we would like to play first. All right, this one's a good one. I mean, more creatures would be nice. I mean, I'm always going to find something to complain about, but, you know, removal, combat trick, mass pump effect, it's hard to complain too much. See if this Swiftclaw gets its face shocked off. Doom Dissenter is so good against Oresco Swiftclaw that it kind of hurts. We'll just end our turn. So, like, in our last matchup, it was, like, extra good because it killed so many other creatures in combat. In this matchup... If I could side into 2-mana 2/2, I probably would. Depending, you know, they're black-red, so there's a pretty significant chance that they have, you know, other ways of ways to take advantage of this too, which makes it even grosser, I think. Okay. God, yeah, we're not going to have a very exciting build-up to our Angel of the Dawn this time around. Yeah, not much I can do. I don't think I want to cage this just yet. I mean, it's going to hit us here, and that's going to suck, but there's way scarier things that could happen. So, And having the cage in my back pocket, like if they play a Brawl Bash Ogre or something, is gonna feel pretty good. So I would just attack with a Dissenter too if I was him. Like, it's such an ugly block to just be like, here's a 2/2 zombie, also my creature's dead. Well, there's what I was more afraid of. So that'll work. Okay, that's good too, but I think we definitely use our cage here. Next turn we can play the cavalry, and then we can have a more exciting Angel of the Dawn turn. And, you know, if we have to, if they go play something really scary here, we have Gallant Cavalry to sort of mop that up. Yeah, we'll go to 14. So we're beaten to death by Boggart Brute, which is another nice aggressive creature with evasion. Well, that's still pretty good. It's not quite as good as the Brawl Bash Ogre, but it is pretty good. Okay, so we can actually play a bunch of creatures out right here, and I think we do. By a bunch, I mean 3, but that is a lot better than it was looking a minute ago. All right, so drop them to 18. Something's getting shocked. Oh no, just that. I'm okay with that. We can like Mighty Leap out of nowhere and really jack up that plan. Potentially anyway. Not this turn we can't, but they can still basically attack with both of these, which means I go to a lot less life than I'd like to have. Alright, they're not going to though, which I am down with. I mean, I guess it's not a great attack with this. They would just be able to kill one night token or whatever, but obviously this is a better attack, but yeah. What we don't want is to see active treason. That'll be completely backbreaking if they're like, steal your creature, sack it to my Harpy. I haven't seen people really pull that off yet. I've heard about people pulling it off though. I think it's doable. I just haven't experienced it myself. Gaining some life certainly doesn't hurt. I can actually play it here just for the life gain, basically. I think that's what I do. So we go Vanguard, and then play Angel of the Dawn, and then we can attack with like everything. So, all right, we go to 13. Gaining a little bit of life could go a long way. Plus, if the board looks like this again next turn, it could attack, so. Oh. I mean, all he can do is trade, luckily. I mean, that's usually what he's going to do, but still. They're going to block a bunch of stuff and then sack it? No, they're not going to sack it. They want to kill my things, I think. Thank God you can't put damage on the stack anymore, for those of you that have played for a long time. This is where it would be broken. In the old days, damage used the stack, so you could say, okay, damage is on the stack, then I sacrifice my creatures. So these would kill these, and this would get counters. It's definitely way more balanced and a lot less frustrating for a new player to do it the way they do it. So clearing out all their creatures doesn't hurt. I really don't want them to have active treason. They could have had it all along because I didn't exactly have anything exciting. Yeah, there it is. I didn't exactly have anything exciting for them to use it on. Now I do. So they can bash me for 5 here and then sack this to make this a 3/4. So it looks like we're up against a pretty legit version of the sacrifice deck. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think I just attack here. I could try to do some Mighty Leap shenanigans, but too much could go wrong. And I'm not quite at like desperation mode yet, which I'll be at probably after getting hit one more time. Yeah. If we'd done it, we could have killed it. Now we can't kill it with Mighty Leap. Gosh. We're dead. So, I mean, we could use Mighty Leap. I guess we'll try to play this out, but I don't really see it mattering. Because if I do take this, he kills me. If I don't take it, what might give me the best probability of winning here is actually to take it and like bluff that I can do something about it if they tried to sacrifice their creatures. Yeah, they can just attack with everything. So, let's try that. See if we can trick them into being like, I hope you put all your eggs in one basket. Looks like we did. So if we can just draw removal now, we have a chance. Not a great one, but... Oh. Now we don't. Yeah, and we drew another land. All right. Well, that deck was sweet. Yeah. I mean, maybe we cut a Oresco Swiftclaw, one of them for a Rustwing Falcon. It's not great, but yeah, I think it's going to be an upgrade in this matchup. Yeah. All right, I would like to play first. Man, you'd think our deck had no 2-drops in it the way things are going. I think we can keep this one. It's going to definitely feel more like a control hand. If we're lucky, and we might be, we have been, you know, this draft sort of feels like things are evening out after how lucky I was last time I drafted red-white with the 2 games where I flooded really late. But if we could just draw one of our mini 2 or 3 drops, this hand would get a lot better. All right, we go to 18. It's going to quickly become 16 if we don't draw, and we don't. We do not. Take 2. Definitely not something you want to use Take Vengeance on either. It's like, okay, we go to 15. Hey. Such a good card. God. What we don't want to deal with is active trees and nonsense again. That's what really broke us in that last game. And we knew it was a possibility, but you can't really play around it. Like, you just have to be like, okay. Yeah, I think we trade it for the Pyromancer here. Number 13. Fewer creatures, you know, means Demanding Dragon has less appealing choices. Okay. Yeah, I think we just slam this dragon on this board. There's a really good chance to do something gross with the Ogre. But if I can take it once, I can take Vengeance. They're probably just going to take 5, I would imagine. Yeah. Okay, that's a nice thing to see. Murder. No, just a Sky Scanner. But that is a nice thing to sack to Brawl Bash Ogre. But if they drop us to 8 here and then we take Vengeance that is pretty solid. Looks like they're just going to do 3. Okay, so I think I'm going to cast Take Vengeance here. Actually, I know I will. Now the question is, do I attack with Demanding Dragon and then just play Pegasus Courser? I think I might. I mean, it can block them well enough that this is a race that we have a shot in. So, yeah, let's attack with our dragon. Alright, so drops him to 11. What we don't want, again, is Act of Treason. It's such a card that's so mediocre, but in a deck like this one, it is so scary. And right now, I mean, they're not going to do anything gross with it, except, you know, steal my dragon. And if I hadn't played my own flyer, that would drop me to 1. So, you know, that's... It gets better the more bombs your opponent has and the more sacrifice synergies you have. And unfortunately, right now, we have a bomb, a huge creature that can really mess us up. I mean, we wouldn't die, but we would get pretty close. I mean, I guess what I do is block here and go to 4. It's probably what I do. So we can cage. Ugh. We can use our cage on that. It just doesn't feel very good. Because of the value it already gave them. It's like Siege Rhino all over again. Alright, so everything they have has flying, which is not a lot of fun. Alright, so we'll do 2. God, Act of Treason kills me right now. I think I do just have to kill this flyer. And I think I attack with my dragon again. Stupid life gain. So we can give this flying too, it's worth noting right now. So we can survive this, but only just. Okay, now we can survive it a little better. We'll go to 2. There isn't anything in black that's going to kill me here. In terms of a combat trick, anyway. Well, even if that doesn't kill me, it basically gets me to stop attacking them. Because, yeah. I mean, at least with my big dragon. I think I attack with these two. I mean, if they have another Act of Treason, we're dead, but... you know, there's not... I can't really play around it anyway. If they steal this, I'm dead. So, that's basically all there is to it. So, I think we just attack with our Courser and our Pyromancer, give the Pyromancer flying. Okay, that is a good sign that they thought that was necessary. So each of us has lethal in the air right now. Whoever has a removal spell, if they have a removal spell to kill my dragon, or an Act of Treason, or any of those things, we're dead. Damn it. Okay. So we're not going to get a trophy this time. Our opponent's deck was great, and, you know, what we really needed was a big board pump effect to just turn the tide there. We couldn't get one of them, which, you know, we only have 2 of them. So, all right, on to the next one. All right, I would like to play first. We're 1-1, looking to finish 2-1. This is an okay hand. We have really had horrible luck at just having a 2-drop in our opening hand. Maybe we don't have as many 2-drops as I think, but like just off the top of my head, I can think of like 5 or 6. So we do have several. I just don't want to play against someone who's Act of Treason again. Interesting. Did somebody pull off a deck where actually playing Gearsmith Prodigy is the right thing to do? Maybe. I guess if your deck has like 8 artifacts in it, it's kind of okay. Well, and there's one right there. I think we probably still play the Line Breaker over the Ogre. Maybe not. I mean, the Ogre is basically just strictly better, so what am I talking about? It is strictly better. I mean, it doesn't cost the exact same mana, but in our deck, in this situation, it is strictly better. Neither of them can block this well, but they can both block Diamond Mare perfectly fine. They named blue, so... I bet they have Phylactery Lich. Like, that's a good reason to be going into a blue-black artifact deck. Our Cage can still kill a Lich. We do have Smelt in our sideboard. If our opponent legitimately has, like, 10 artifacts, that's not a bad plan. Yeah, they are definitely the aggressive here thanks to these Prodigies. I'm going to have to play a Minotaur and not attack with it, potentially, which is just doesn't feel right, but I think that there's a good chance they have Essence Scatter here, but I'd rather them use it on my Minotaur than on Demanding Dragon. So yeah, we'll just end our turn here. Disperse there would have been pretty gross. That's pretty gross. Okay, we are going to get to play our dragon here, who maybe can just close out the game. That'd be great. They don't have good attacks. Okay, that shock will come in handy, but I think we just slam our dragon here and end the turn. I think they probably just take 5. They're at 22, so... I think that's what I would do if I were them. I mean, they do have a bunch of creatures, and maybe giving up a Prodigy is more appealing to them. This does basically kill them a full turn earlier if they're looking at their hand right now and they have no way of stopping it. Like if they have bounce spells in their hand. And yeah, so maybe... do I attack with this Minotaur now? I think we do. Get in there. We want to trade. I mean, I'm fine with these two guys trading. I mean, this replaced itself, so yes, it's a 2-for-1, but thinning out their board kind of appeals to me here. I'd rather use shock on a Gearsmith Prodigy, so... I mean, I guess I just gave up the card that can actually block if I attack with my Demanding Dragon. So... Don't have Murder or Lich's Caress, please. Okay, well, it's not either of those. Okay. So, yeah, I think we attack with our dragon here. So this, every time they play a blue spell, I lose 1 life and they gain 1 life now. So that's fun. So I think we attack for 5, drop them to 17. I think we just go wide here, as wide as we can. Drop them to 15. And play Loxodon Linebreaker as well. Wonder if they have the Black Mare. If they do, we want to side out probably our Oresco Swiftclaws, who will be god-awful. So they don't have any flying right now. That's good news. Well, so much for that. This is an interesting deck. Blue-black artifacts with a little bit of life gain synergy. They may have multiple Diamond Mares. I think that's a good time to say, yeah, I guess I'll play Epicure of Blood. So, I mean... I have good blocks basically across the board, so I'm not super worried. Yeah, so I think we throw a Pyromancer in front of that. Hello there. Okay, so we're going to cast it, of course. So we can shock something, but it doesn't actually kill much other than the Pioneer, so... Yeah, alright. Alright, so we're going to attack with... Do we attack with them too? They potentially just run into a wall if I do. I think it's actually better to just leave them back here, which isn't usually the case, but... If they just take it, we can shock them for the win. They're not going to, though. Ooh, interesting. I think I probably shock this just to get the 2-for-1. It's only sort of a 2-for-1 to be fair, but I'll take it. They're almost out of gas. I think shocking that is the right plan. I am super happy with them blocking that aggressively. Oh man, because they have no mana. Yeah. I think I'd just take that 4 if I were them. Get out of here. So we basically lose nothing. I mean, there's something to be said for maybe just attacking there, because maybe they would have just taken the 4 and blocked the same way out of fear, but I don't know. So if this is what the board looks like, these two guys can attack really easily. I also have Mighty Leap, which can help me end the game even sooner if I have to. It technically would give me lethal, but... Okay, that's stupid. Yeah, draw your card. All right. Ooh. Okay. That really helps. So we play the cage. So I could try to go for lethal here if I gave this flying 2. No, it still wouldn't be lethal. Yeah, they'd go to... I mean, it would be pretty close, but you know, disperse and all that. I think it's better to just do this. We're going to take down the Epicure, which allows us to attack with all 3 of our larger creatures. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I might as well attack with these 2. I mean, if they just want to block 2 soldier tokens and go to 1, I mean, I'm all for it. I don't see that happening. Yeah. That makes more sense. Either way, I mean, I have lethal, probably, anyway, with my dragon. So I would say I think this deck is a lot less aggressive than our last one. We've had lots of games go kind of late, but it's still, you know, the power of the board pump spells has been, I think, on full display again. Oh, that's gross. Still have pretty good attacks. These can both attack, and he has to block this with the Symbiont, most likely. So... drops them to 2. I hope they have something like Disperse and they're like agonizing. What we don't want here is an unnatural endurance. That would be so much fun. Is it worth playing the Swift Claw? I think so, because if they play another card... Say it's a flyer that gains them another life and puts them at 3. So we'll just go for it there. We haven't seen a Plague Mare, so I don't think I'm going to be siding out the Swiftclaw. Nice. So we do have lethal because we have 3/3 power or more creatures. They're hoping they draw something, I think. Another blocker would be useful for them. I haven't gotten to play with this yet. I do want to. Yeah, there's another blocker. Look at that. Okay, so now it's really only worth attacking with my dragon. So they got to block it. We're going to hold on to this land. Yeah, got there. The Demanding Dragon just stuck, and that was pretty much what won us that game. You know, never died. So, yeah, I don't think I want to, like, side out a Swiftclaw. I also don't want to side one in or anything. The Pyromancers are good. So, maybe Smelt. I only saw a Thopter token and the Mare, though. The Artifact Mare. So, I mean, there is a pretty significant chance they have more artifacts based on the way their deck is constructed, so I could probably bring it in and cut like a line breaker. Yeah. Does worry me a little bit, but they're not going to be running all of the artifact payoffs they have if they don't have more than a few, you know, so... They could also have the 5 mana, 5/5 guy, which is what Smelt's going to be really good against. It's good against the Mare too, but it's like great again when you trade for a 5 mana creature with a 1 mana spell. You're coming out way, way ahead. So, yeah. Get a hand that just curves out. I mean, I didn't look at him. There were a lot, though. Okay, this hand's good. We, again, don't have a 2-drop. We don't have white mana. But because I have an early shock... yeah, am I second-guessing myself here now? No, I think it's a keepable hand. It's not a great one, but it's fine. Ooh, I didn't realize they put me on the play. That's kind of a shock to me in this format. A shock. But white mana. Oh, okay, we're in trouble. Any mana. I'll take any mana, okay? Anything you can give me. Yeah, if I'd paid attention and realized I was the one on the draw here, on the play here, I probably would have mulliganed because, yeah. Crap. Okay. Where's that Smelt? I'll take a Smelt right now, even. Although, I would rather have a Plains. Because if we can go Boggart Brute, Pegasus Courser, or the other way around, it's going to feel pretty good. Yeah, so gain some life. No attack. That's a little surprising. Ooh, yeah, now I'm glad I brought in Smelt. So they're going to gain life every time they play a spell, basically. Not good. That is not good. I think we pitch the Mighty Leap here. They haven't gotten off to a blistering start, but like they're getting close to Psychic Symbiont, and at this point, like that would be pretty nasty. Wow. All right. Looks like there's a real good chance we lose this one. Oh, God. Well, all my lands are still in my deck, so they're going to draw a lot of cards. So we probably want to bring in Invoke the Divine even more now. Okay, so that's nice, I guess. I can use the Cage on it if I ever get white mana. So there's that, but as of now, it's going to be pretty gross. What do they draw here? 2 cards. Good. And they mill the planes. Psychic Symbiont time, I'm sure. They have 2 of them, right? So, nice. Okay. So if I draw white, I cage the rebuilding. Yeah, I definitely bring in Invoke the Divine. I may still even smelt, too. Okay. Well, that doesn't do much for me. I mean, it does give me Electrify mana, which doesn't hurt, but... Two more cards for them. It's nasty. Yeah, we kept a questionable hand and we were punished for it. So at least we can electrify him. That's a start. I'm going to take 2, go to 12. We're just being beaten to death by Diamond Mares. So if I draw white mana, I think we definitely cage the rebuilding. If I draw red, I think we just play our dragon, obviously enough. Oh. Got that white finally. We're going to get rid of Patient Rebuilding here. Can we make the comeback? It's starting to feel possible. Shock hasn't felt particularly good against this opponent. We go to 10. So they can cash this in for a card at some point, it's worth noting. All right, yeah, let's play our dragon. They have Essence Scatter. They do. I think that was the best play there, you know, even though I knew there was a significant chance they had something like Essence Scatter. I'm just going to have to play Gallant Cavalry and be able to block, I guess. A Symbiont still hasn't come into play, and we've been kind of lucky. Oh, good. Rise from the Grave on my Demanding Dragon. Okay. We can Luminous Bonds it, so it's not the end of the world, but it's getting close to the end of the world. That's a gross sequence there. Essence Scatter, Rise from the Grave, your best creature. So we go to 3 here. We put Luminous Bonds on this. Then we go to 1 if we can't do anything else. Ooh. So now we're just dead, even if... Yeah. Actually, we're not. Not quite. Close enough, but hey. We're gonna try here. Take that. Go to 30. All that life gain is really good against our deck. I mean, in this game, it didn't really, you know, it didn't make a huge difference, but okay, that's probably smart. I think I just take it and go to 1, honestly. All right, so we gotta hope they don't have more counter magic or we're dead. Do you have more counter magic? Oh God, they do. All right, we're dead. We could have shocked and then yeah, but no, that wouldn't have done it. Okay, so 2 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we do have 5. Not quite as many as maybe I was thinking, huh? So yeah, we definitely want to Invoke the Divine. The question is, yeah, I don't think we really want to run both Smelt and Invoke. This gives us 2 cards that can deal with the problem permanents, so I think 2 is enough. Yeah. You would also have 1/1 drop. So we have 5 2-drops and 1/1 drop. So getting them more would be good. They don't have a ton of removal. Should I have sided in Knight's Pledge? I don't think so. I mean, it would be pretty nice on like a Pegasus Courser or whatever, but or a Boggart Brute. I would like to play first. Okay, we did get a 2-drop. Our hand otherwise is a little questionable, but we've kept worse in this draft. We've definitely kept worse. I mean, even if I go 1 and 2 here, I do still think aggro decks are pretty good. But we did run into a couple legit grindy decks that have effectively slowed us down. Doomed Dissenter. Middle finger to me. All right, so we're going to play the Pyromancer here. Take them back down to 19 before they go back up to 20. Oh, God. So I think I'm actually going to play the Hostile Minotaur here. We got our 2-drops this time, but our opponent got double Doom Dissenter, so it doesn't really matter. All right, attack for 3. Okay, so we will attack with our Minotaur again. I think the Cavalry is probably better here. There's a good chance they have Essence Scatter or something. Okay, Strangling Spores it is. That means they don't have Essence Scatter. I mean, it might mean they have it, but they can't cast it, is what I mean. Yeah, I'll play the Cavalry here. They just attack better against these 2 Doom Dissenters and Boggart Brute, who basically just says, kill me and get 2/2 zombie tokens. So this way, they only get to kill 1 of my Knight tokens and get 2 zombie tokens. Okay, that's going to be pretty good for us. Thanks to our Electrify. Come on, Magic Online. Freezing on me. Do I have internet? Yes, so it's Magic Online then. Oh, Magic Online. There we go. Only took 10 minutes. All right, so we're going to do this. I'm guessing they double block one of them. It's sort of tempting to be able to Mighty, if I had left up mana for Mighty Leap, but I couldn't have attacked without electrifying in the first place, so. And we can use Mighty Leap to smash for 5 with this thing at the end of the game, hopefully? Question mark. So do they have a Psychic Symbiont here? If they do I discard my Leap or my Brute? It's a good question. We've been lucky enough to always have Electrify when they play that guy. They raised from the grave. Rised from the grave, their own Epicure Blood. So I could use Mighty Leap, but it really doesn't seem worth it. I think we just play our Boggart Brute and end our turn. They're going to gain 1, drain 1 at the end of... yeah. So... Mighty Leap opens up some interesting possibilities with our Brute, at least. Ooh. That's nice. I mean, it's not great, but I would be able to kill this, and yeah, they'd get a zombie token, but we'd have, like, the base creature out of the way. So I think I'm going to attack with the Brute here. Killing the Epicure alone is probably worth it, so... And they have to double block, so might as well use the Mighty Leap. And if they just take it, I'm okay with that too. All right, we can start sending way more damage into the air here. Unless they have Essence Scatter. All right, they go to 15, we go to 18. So now we're not that worried about a Symbiont. I mean, I can just Mighty Leap in response, which is almost losing a card, but it basically is. I guess I should still care. It's not like it really accomplishes anything. Okay, that's good news for us, I think. Ooh, we like gaining life. So we're going to play this now because the life gain happens at the beginning of combat, so we're happy to go up to 19. I think that I'm going to attack with this, and this. Maybe also this and this. Yeah, let's do it. With Mighty Leap, that is a fairly attractive attack, I think. I'm going to give flying to the 3/1. Okay. Okay. So this is going to give them 2 zombies. Gotta decide. If I Mighty Leap hit... Yeah. I really do want to kill this, too, is the thing. This gets in for 4, drops them to 11. If I Mighty Leap this, the Epicure dies, and their board is... much easy to attack into. So let's see if they have the trick. Also, if they have a bounce spell here, it's way better if it happens on this. So yeah, let's Mighty Leap that. They're not going to want to bounce it. So all right, so that's dead. The Dissenters are dead. Of course, they replaced themselves. And yeah, all right. So we can attack for 4 a turn in the air. We're going to gain 1 life a turn just like they are for now. Hopefully, anyway. What we don't want to see is a freaking Psychic Symbiont because it's big enough to block Pegasus Courser. Uh-oh. There it is. Hate it when I'm sort of right in those situations. Yeah, you do have a free attack there, basically. Come on, removal. We still have most of it left in our deck. That is not removal, though. But we will go to 13. Or 20, rather. They're the ones at 12. They're going to go to 13 now. We'll end our turn. So, yeah, if they attack, it's definitely a race we win. Don't be patient rebuilding now. Okay, they do have the Gearsmith Guardian, which does make Smelt a lot better, and also is really scary right now on this board. Like I said, I think our luck from our last draft is evening out now. Because I think in every match we've flooded out late into game 3, which, you know, it happens. Especially when you've been incredibly lucky. So I think we just take 5 if he attacks. No attack. Okay, sure. This will at least serve to continue to make our board really wide. So if we do ever draw Dawnfeather Eagle or the like, we're in pretty good shape. Dawnfeather Eagle would enable a nice attack with Pegasus Courser, so would our pump your whole team spell. They must have another flyer, right? There's like no other way they would do that. Maybe they were getting scared. Let's find out. We have another flyer. It's an okay one. It's like if we can stick it, it's going to be so good. They have already cast Rise from the Grave, so at least there's that. I think... Yeah, I think that's where we go here. To get in for 4. So let's hope they don't have another Rise from the Grave. They could have an Essence Scatter, but... So what? Nope. Guessing they give up a creature here as low of life as they're at. And yeah, so they give up a zombie probably. So our luck's straightening out now. Thanks to our Demanding Dragon. Yeah, they give up a zombie. They're going to have to cash this in at some point, I think. Nice. For them, not for us. We go to 21. We end our turn. So they do have Patient Rebuilding, but we also have 2 ways of destroying it in our deck. So, you know. Drop them to 14, which is kind of insignificant at this point, but the wider we go, the more damaging it'll be when we draw one of our 2 pump spells. We're both gaining 1 life a turn. It's kind of hilarious. Vanguard hasn't been nearly as powerful as last time I had it. Oh, hello there. Get out of the way. All right, so get these in there for the attack. They go down to 11. Yeah, the Vanguard has just given us some incidental life gain. We never got it on turn 1 was our problem, really. Good news. We'll attack for 4. God, if we ever get a card to kill that Gearsmith Guardian, the floodgates are definitely going to open. Sure. Play a land. I'm surprised they haven't cashed this in since they keep blanking on their draws. Gross. Puts an end to that, huh? Two pump spells left in our deck. Shock. Okay. Doesn't really do anything for us right this second, but maybe it will later. What would suck? They're gonna play Patient Rebuilding, and then they're gonna mill both. No, we already used the cage, I guess. So they're gonna mill our Invoke the Divine when they do draw their Patient Rebuilding. There it is. I keep saying the names of cards, and then our opponent draws them. See if we can do that. Invoke the Divine. Ooh. Interesting. Double Shock enables me to kill the flyer. I think that's what we do. Right. So everything on the ground is 2 power or more. We get in for 4 in the air, and then they block 4. Yeah, not worth attacking with everything just yet. I'm telling you what's going to happen is they are going to mill both our pump spells and Invoke the Divine with that Patient Rebuilding trigger. That's my prediction. Let's see what happens. If they do that, they don't draw a card, right? So it's pretty good. Wow. They drew 3 cards. Great. I would have rather they milled the 3 cards I just said than draw 3 cards. Good God. Yeah, this card, I definitely underrated it. I gave it a C+. It's definitely like at least a solid B. It's definitely bad in some situations, but in a situation like this one, it is disgusting. Lich's Caress on my poor Courser. Like, it's really bad if we were actually curving out, you know, and killing people. Like, they wouldn't be able to play that on turn 5, but it's not really what happens, so. Okay. Well, do not mill. This is going to be my longest draft video in the format, I think, easily. Okay, I'm not super concerned about that, though it is certainly not ideal. Now they drew 2 cards. Good news is both our Mass Pump spells are in our deck, and so is Invoke the Divine. So those are both good news. You know, they're getting close to milling themselves. That's kind of a funny thing that I didn't think about happening. They had fewer cards in their deck when they played Patient Rebuilding, and they've drawn 5 cards off of it since then. So, yeah, now a Mass Pump spell is getting a little less attractive. But, you know, whatever. Okay. Yeah, they're just like way too wide on us now. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have a few lands left in our deck for them to hit. Angel of the Dawn and Luminous Bonds that time. We're both at 4 cards now, but I'm definitely going to get milled before they are. Unless something crazy happens, I guess. Well, they are going to draw another card here. Interesting. Nah, no, I might. Let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's a Mass Pump spell and 3 lands left in our library. But yeah, we're going to get milled first. No, we're not. I think their Patient Rebuilding is going to kill them. Because they're going to be out of cards. They draw 1. Right? Oh. How did I count so wrong? Yeah, we're dead to the mill. 1. Okay. Darn it. We were close. We were close. That would have been hilarious. I guess there's a land somewhere I'm missing. But even if it was 1 land, they still would have won. We needed 2 lands left in our library. It's really annoying that these were 2 of the last 3 cards in our deck, but 1 and 2 that time. Deck definitely, the aggro deck didn't perform nearly as well. We ran into a really good grindy blue-black deck that saw to that. So, I still think this format, it has a legit aggro deck, which you couldn't say about Dominaria. But I don't know if it's as fast as I felt like it was being, but I guess we'll see as we continue to draft it.